Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello. Hey, Gross, Sonic, Quinlan, Goo, Brave Hunter. Yeah, the artist did a great job with this intro. I love it as well. 3 AM here today, and I'm going to catch the beginning of a Naguura stream. Actually insane. Hey, Blakeaway. Good morning, Octo. Yeah, I'm early today because I have to leave early. I have to leave at around 12. Around noon. So in 3 hours. So not going to be a super long stream. But I have to go to my carpenter to do some final decisions for the apartment, which is going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that. And then I have to pack because I'm going on holiday on Thursday and I don't have time on Wednesday probably. And then I have to do some other things as well. Just getting some things done before we leave. Alright, so plan for today is we're gonna do Wordles. And then we play Beta and Plus. If we can find groups at 9 AM, but probably because it's an A groups as well. I assume so. Hey Volo, what's up? I'll do IRL soon tomorrow. I'm probably gonna bike to a place and then maybe eat something there, like lunch. But I'm not sure. Like, I think I will be there pretty late. And then I kind of want to try hiking, but maybe I don't. Actually, I could look if there's something to hike, because I know where I will be biking. I have no idea if the internet's going to be good there or not. I'm just gonna assume it's gonna be good. Dude, this bike tour is insane. What the fuck? 54 kilometers, 1,200 meters elevation, 4 hour 22. No. No, we won't be doing that. No thanks. Let's see if there's a hiking tour next to that lake. Here. I'm behind you. Oh, this. Or. Not sure if there's gonna be internet there. Oh, this one probably has internet. Yeah, this one probably does have internet. So you can back up here. Oh, it's actually still 2.5 hours. Okay, that might be a bit too much then, actually. Nah, 2.5 hours is too long. If I'm already going to be cycling initially. I can't just cycle and then hike for another 2.5 hours. Fuck, okay, I didn't think that would be that long. There's another lake here. Oh, this one's even further. Damn. Oh, it always counts the total time up and down. Or? Does it count up and down? Because then it would be fine. Oh, it does count both ways. So it's 1 hour 15 up. That is fine, I think. Yeah, that should be fine. So I need 2.5 hours for this. And then how long do I need with the bike up there? Let's see. Wait, what kind of path is it? Oh. Okay, got it now. 2 hours up with the bike. 2 hours up. 2.5 hours to... how long do I have? 11? I mean, I have a lot of hours. I have like 8 hours. Yeah, okay, I can do this. That's a lot of elevation, 900 meters. Elevation to cycle. I mean, we'll give it a try, I guess. We'll figure it out. It's gotta be fun. If only I knew if I had internet there is a question, I guess. Because it would be a bit unfortunate if I don't have any internet connection there. Hey, Tadma, good morning. That sounds like a challenge with the yapping affix. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be yapping a lot less. Cause like, yeah, I will definitely be yapping a lot less. Guess you just have to watch. Also, maybe I managed to get the GoPro work. And when I say me, it was David. Maybe, I'm not sure yet. The main issue is the hotspots. Like, somehow this GoPro just doesn't detect the hotspot properly. I don't know why. Maybe it has to do with my phone being weird. I have no idea if Mookin will be good in the War Within. It doesn't look good right now. Does that mean it will be bad in the War Within? Not necessarily. So do you want to play Mookin? Or can you play Mookin? Sure. Is it fun to play? I don't know. I personally am not necessarily enjoying it right now. But you always have to try it yourself, see if you like it. Everyone likes different things, right? So if I were you, I would go and check it out to see if you like it. I'm gonna be back 1 second before we play the Wordles. Give me a moment. It's my friend Lisa's birthday today. Gonna have to go for a drink later. She invited me for a drink right now, but today's the only day where I stream early, so I don't have time. Also, after the Wordles, remind me to do something. Open something. Alright, let's do the Wordles, guys. Can't start the day without Wordles. How's Monk going? Okay. Okay. Guys, I think this is a sign. Guys, I think Farrell is the player. Oh my god, guys. I think, yeah, this is it. We have to play Farrell. Hey Sandra, what's up? Good morning. Okay, now let's play Nerdle. So, we have to enter a random equation that computes. Oh, wait. To see what they're looking for. So 3 times 7, 21. So, yeah. Alright, so no times, no plus, but it's a 2-digit number and it starts with 2. That's good to know. A 2-digit number. So it could be a 3-digit number. No. That can't be. So what is it then? 3-digit number divided by a 1-digit number. Can that be? No, that can't be either. Okay, that is, wait a second. Two-digit number minus another 2-digit number. Yeah, that's it. Da-da-da. So it's like 80 something minus it's 50 something, like 81 minus 50, I don't know, 56 is okay. Let's try. Wait, 8 would be 3. 2 would be 9. Okay, let's not try 1. Let's try 9. Oh, we already have 8. Well, might as well. We could try 51. Oh no, that doesn't work. Let's try this. So that is what? That is 25? Oh no, it can't be 25. Oops. So what is 8? Would be 3. That doesn't work either. 9, 2. We could try that. Okay, it's not minus. Oh, and there's a second 2 somewhere. So it has to be divided. So I guess it's a 3-digit number divided by 1-digit number. So something divided by 9. Is that it? Probably. So 9 times 20 something is what? 9 times 20 is 180? Oh. So I guess a 2 is here. Because then it's 180 and then something, something. Oh, there's a 5 somewhere, right? I assume the 5 is here. And then 8 somewhere. What's 8 times 9? That's... Oh, yeah. Wait, so the 8 is here, right? Wait. 28 times 9 is what? That's 180. 72. It's 252. So it's this. Probably. Probably. Yes, okay. Nice. Good. Alright. Cool. Next. So, 4 groups of 4. There's some birds. I see birds. Beastie. Gull. Alright, what does that mean? Lost. Booby. Alright. Incensed? What does that mean? Canary, pelican? Puffin? I think puffin is a bird or something like that. What is there another bird in here? Gull. Okay. Okay, well that's incorrect. Boobies are birds. Okay, pelican, canary. This? Is puffin not a bird? I thought it would be. Is it like a penguin or something? Or no, not a penguin. It's like... So instead of... So this? So maybe not canary. Maybe puffin, gull, pelican, booby. I don't know. Let's try this. Yes, marine birds. Good. Is one of them islands? Or maybe not. Paint. Four of them a yellow school bus. Banana, sunflower, and canary. This? They're yellow. Yeah, good point. You're so smart, Twitch chat. And then the boys, like Beastie Boys, Hardy Boys. What else, boys? Beach Boys? Lost? Uh-huh. Okay, and then this is just angry. Okay. Nice. Good job, guys. Okay, time for global. We're looking for a country. We don't know which one, so we enter a random one. Okay, the country we're looking for is 4,320 kilometers away from Germany. 4,320. Could be Yemen or Oman. Let's try. Yemen. Ooh, it's 125 kilometers from Yemen, which would be 125. That's not a lot. So it has to be like Ethiopia is here, right? Has to be Ethiopia, I think. Yes, okay, good. Nice. Easy. Alright, travel. Alright, so now we have to go from one country to the other country by crossing the least amount of country borders. Where's Somaliland? Oh, I know where Somaliland is. Okay, wait. Okay, so the way I do this, let me think. So I go. I have to go Mali first, right? So it's Mali, Algeria. Libya. And then, wait, so Somaliland only borders Ethiopia, right? From the top. And Djibouti, I guess. I think Somaliland borders Djibouti, Ethiopia, and Somalia. So what if I go Mali, Algeria, Libya, Sudan, Ethiopia. That's 5. And otherwise I do go Mali, Chad, Niger, Sudan, Ethiopia. Okay, that's the same thing. Can you do this faster than 5 countries? Huh. I think I always have to go Mali first, right? I mean, I could go Morocco. Morocco, Algeria would work too. Maybe I go... Nah. I always have to go Mali. Mali... Does Mali border Nigeria? Wait. Because if Mali borders Nigeria... No, that doesn't change anything either. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna try. Mali? Fuck! Really? What would have been faster than Mali? Does Libya already border Mauritania? No. Oh wait, I forgot Algeria. Algeria borders Mauritania. Oh. Fuck. Okay. Wait. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Algeria borders Mauritania already. So now we go Egypt, Ethiopia, right? Or what does Ethiopia border? Does it even border Egypt? I don't think it does. Does it? Well, I can do Egypt, Djibouti as well. Right? Fuck, Egypt's wrong as well. Oh, because Sudan is in between. Fuck. God, I'm so bad at this. Shit. Oh, man. I don't know why I thought Egypt is required. I don't know. Yeah. So this is, oh yeah, this, I didn't know that Algeria borders Mauritania. Myself. Yeah, so the fastest way is Mauritania, Algeria, Libya, Sudan, Ethiopia. I think. Because otherwise you have to go, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And otherwise it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Niger borders Mali, but it doesn't matter. Because Algeria is just faster. Fuck. Man, I feel like I knew this. Now, through Central Africa would also be small. That would also be worse, because then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you even need 6 countries. Do you think that the Xeloteth hoodie Blizzard gave you will be purchasable anytime soon? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. I mean, they just gifted it to me and that's it. I can't give you any information about it, I'm sorry. Maybe they just made it for the content creators? I don't know. Okay, I want to play one more just because I messed up so badly. Laos to Nigeria. Oh, that's really far. Laos to Nigeria? What the hell? All right, so Laos borders China, right? Then we go Afghanistan. Then we go Iran. Then... Saudi Arabia, no? Fuck. I keep forgetting they don't border. I guess you have to go through Iraq first. Shit. Yeah, and if you go through Iraq, then you don't need to go Saudi Arabia either. Okay, well, whatever. So we go Jordan now? Oh, we didn't need Jordan. Oh, no, we did need Jordan. Israel. Egypt. Ah, so you just go Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Israel, Egypt. Yeah, you don't need Saudi Arabia at all. That makes sense. Okay, Egypt, Nigeria. So now we go... How do you go to Nigeria? I just looked at this. I just looked at the map earlier and I already forgot. So what's the fastest way here? So Nigeria borders Niger, Central African Republic. That's it, right? Or does it also border chat? Does it border chat? What if I just go Sudan chat? Should I try that? Yes. Okay, good. Good. So we only messed up Saudi Arabia. That's okay. Could be worse. Just gonna have you go up to Russia? Many times you go through Russia and it's faster. Yeah, if you have to go to Europe, then you almost always want to go over Russia, yeah. Alright, so let's play Lolzol. Okay, so it's a female melee slash ranged. What is a melee slash ranged? Is that... What is a melee slash ranged? Oh yeah, it could be Elise or Nidalee. True. Or Kale or Samira. Well, it's not Samira. It's probably... It's probably... I think it has to be Kale, actually. Because both Elise... No, Nidalee doesn't only have mana. So I think it's Kale. Yeah, there we go. Because mana was green, right? So that means that they only have mana. So that already removes Samira. Well, Samira was already removed because it's earlier than 2016, right? But Elise in spider form does not have mana, and Nidalee in cat form also doesn't have mana, right? So only Kale's left. All right. Now on to Waddle. No, Elise does have mana, but not in shapeshift form. So it wouldn't be only mana. Alright, so, so we have a character that is a male mage. That is not from vanilla. It's Khadgar. Wait, no, it can't be Khadgar, actually. There's actually a lot of mages. What's the guy called? The end boss of the Burning Crusade thingy? What is that one called? But neither have any reasons besides mana. Yeah, but then it's like mana slash mana-less is what it would be called. Yeah, there we go. I fucking knew it. Easy for me. Keltas, there we go. Man, we were speedrunning the riddles today. Perfect. Space before you. Ooh, there's a lot of dungeons. Let's go. Incredible. Guess we're playing video games then. Vision. I think I need to practice some more Grim Battle, actually. You think Mugen becomes more fun with hero talents? Not really, no. Nope. Hero talents don't really add that much to it, honestly. Hey, Vishu. Can let it in. Yeah. Look at Lisa. It's her birthday today. She got a muffin. This is her birthday cake. Aww. Non-distance. All right. Green Bateau, let's go.
Time is money, friend. Have a good one.
Moonkin can very likely get changes, of course, tuning changes. Not necessarily. I mean, Moonkin could even get some bigger changes too. A lot of classes can still get bigger changes. I mean, look at it. It's the 30th of July. The expansion comes out on the 22nd. We have the pre-patch, the pre-release, which is still 22 days. And then there's still gonna be like 3 weeks of no content release. So even within those 3 weeks, you can still get pretty major changes as well. So you have 1.5 months to get changes. So honestly, just like relax. There's no need to panic about what you're playing or what you're maining. In the end, like, I feel like this is always like such a weird thing to like really bother about anyway, because just because something is good or bad at the start of an expansion doesn't mean it's gonna stay like this. And what are you gonna reroll every 2 weeks? Because if that's what you're gonna do, then it doesn't matter, right? Because if you can reroll to anything anyway, and you have the time to do so, then you don't have to worry. Because then once we know what's good, you can just reroll to that, right? But if you're a person that wants to play one class and one class only, then it does not matter what you pick, because there will not be a class that will stay good throughout the whole expansion long, without a doubt. If you want to play a class that is most likely gonna be good for the whole expansion, then you have to pick like a mage, right? Like then you can't even consider Moonkin or Shadow Priest or Elemental Shaman, or there's absolutely zero reason for you to consider any of these like kind of like hybrid spec classes. If you only want to play one class and you want it to be good the whole expansion long, the only option you have is play a pure DPS class that is likely to be good. Mage, Warlock. That's it. Like just play Mage or Warlock and you're gonna be fine, yeah? So don't even think about playing anything else. And if you don't care that much about classes being good or bad, well then just play whatever you want. Because it's never gonna stay the same throughout an expansion anyway, right? Like that's just not how it works. And even if that is the case, because it can be true that a class is good throughout the whole expansion, right? For example, Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest has been good all of Dragonflight in M+. But did we know that beforehand? Like, did anyone know that Shadow Priest is going to be good throughout the whole expansion of Dragonflight in beta? Did anyone know that? No, of course not. No one had a clue that that's going to be true, right? No one. Because Shadow Priest only got reworked 2 months after the expansion had already released. 2 months after Dragonflight came out, Shadow Priest had been reworked and was then broken for the whole expansion. But how the hell would you know that? Like, no one's gonna know that. So either play whatever you want, Or if you're super, super concerned about a class being good or bad, then you have to play Mage or Warlock. There's no other... Like, there's literally nothing else. Mage, Warlock, that's it. And even Warlock struggles in Plus a lot. If you want to play in Plus mainly, then there's only Mage. I personally think the only safe, or the safest class to play is Mage, and Mage only. From past experience. Does that mean that Mage is going to be good? No, maybe it's going to be bad. No, Rogue is not, no. Rogue is not a class that is likely to be good in Plus. It's only Mage. Can Rogue be good? Yeah. But so can any other class, right? But if you look at the history of N+ and which classes have been good, Mage is like by far, like it's not even close, the most played or the most meta class that has been meta the most. So either you play Mage or you play whatever. Hey Aki, what's up? Nah, I would not play Algevoker. Algevoker makes no sense. Because Algevoker... Of course, Algevoker has been really good. But only in really high keys, so... I mean, unless you're planning on playing really high keys, which I doubt, because if you're a person that comes into my Twitch chat and asks what class they should be playing, you're probably not going to be playing super high-end keys, right? I'm going to take a wild guess here. So if you're not planning on playing the highest keys possible, then I also wouldn't be playing Algevoker. But I personally just think it's like, I personally always think it's like a, like you should never make a decision on what you're playing according to what is currently good or what other people think is going to be good. Unless you know for a fact, like unless it's current. You know, like if you're currently playing retail and you know the current meta is Algevoker, Mage, Shadow Priest, well then, of course, if you want to get invited, then reroll to Shadow Priest. But anything, or to any of the other specs. But anything that people are like kind of assuming is going to be true is never going to be guaranteed to be true. So what's the point? What's the point of like playing something that could be good, could also just not be good? Then you might as well just play whatever you like and hope that that's going to be good. There's classes that are more likely to be good than others. and you can go with that. That's something that I think is a lot more, that makes a lot more sense. So instead of asking, hey, what's currently good on beta, I would ask which specs or classes are more likely to be good in M+, for example. And then, of course, the answer is going to be mage. And any other pure DPS class that has a buff that is important, which there aren't that many of. It's mainly just mage. Because the problem with the other classes is, for example, I think Druid is almost always going to be M+ meta. Because Mark of the Wild is super strong. The problem is, Druid has 4 different roles, right? Like, and we don't really know which Druid role is going to be the best. And it's kind of difficult to like main Druid as a class, you know? Like no one's gonna be maining all 4 roles. I mean, I don't want to say no one, but it's rare. It's very rare that someone just goes ahead and plays literally every single Druid spec. If you can do that, like if you can literally play any Druid spec, then I would also say that Druid would be a very good option. Because I personally think that one of the Druid specs will always be meta in M+. Which one? Who knows? So if that is an option for you, then you can certainly play Druid. Mage and Druid, I think, are like the safest classes to be used in M+. Just because of the strength of Mark of the Wild and Arcane Intellect plus Bloodlust combo. Now, of course, if a full melee comp is meta, then all of a sudden Arcane Intellect not really that strong anymore. But if a full melee comp is meta, then no range is going to be good anyway, so... You say play Moonking for the War Within or reroll to another ranged? And what are we doing? Man, I didn't do the thing. You guys wanted to remind me to do the thing and you didn't remind me. Wow. Twitch chat. I have to do the thing after this. And no, I'm not at all satisfied with Moonkin. I'm absolutely not satisfied, no. The reason why I went silent after reading the question is because I literally talked about this for the last 20 minutes. And for the last 20 minutes, I said why I can't answer this question, and then somebody answered the question, asked the question again. That's why I went silent. I mean, I don't know, like, I understand how frustrating it can be if you don't know what to play. Or if you're, like, really afraid that you're gonna play something that is not gonna be getting invited and stuff. But as I said, no one, like, really knows. Because things are not gonna stay the way they are right now. So the only information we have is the current information. And the current information is not relevant because it's gonna change. So what's the point of making a decision based on current information when the current information is just not final? Right? It just doesn't make any sense. I understand your frustration, but I cannot help you, and no one can help you. And if you're super worried, then you can always play the classes that are most likely to be good, right? As I said, like mage, warlock, for raiding in particular, mage, warlock, rogue, hunter, stuff like that, you know, like there's always things that are more likely to be played than others. And it's almost always these like pure DPS classes. But then you also have to be willing to learn all of the specs of those classes, right? You can't just say, okay, I'm gonna play mage, but I'm only playing frost mage. Like, then you might as well play something else at that point. Yeah, that's another good thing to note, by the way, is that we have so much time before any relevant content comes out. So you can level like 2, 3, 4 different characters. Like it's not that you have to like level only one because you don't have. Like, you literally have so much. You have like 3 weeks to level whatever you want. And even then, like, people always think that you, like, how is it we play World of Warcraft nowadays, right? Think about it. Like, World of Warcraft nowadays is not something that, like, you start playing at the start of the expansion and then you have to always keep playing to keep up, and you never have the opportunity to, like, play another character. Like, that's just not how WoW works anymore, right? We have, like, you can literally reroll at any moment throughout the expansion. And you're almost never gonna be very far behind, especially now with warbands, right? Warbands make it so easy for you to play something else if you decide to, if you feel like, oh, I don't like this class, or oh, this class is not good, I'm gonna play something else. Like, you can literally reroll at any moment. It gets increasingly easier to just play a different character and level a different character. So you really don't have to get so hung up on whatever class you're playing. Shit. Can our shaman stay alive? Or should our shaman released? Wait, our shaman died again? What happened? Yeah, you will have to farm crests, obviously, in a character that you're re-rolling to, but the seasonal... like, obviously, it's going to take some time. Like, if you re-roll to another character, of course, you're going to have to invest some time into that character. You're not going to just level it up and then it's going to be max level gear immediately, right? Of course not. You're going to have to farm gear. But with crests, we have a seasonal cap, right? So... it might take a long time to farm all of those crests, but you will get the crests eventually, right? And you will have the same amount of crests like you would have on your main or in the previous character that you played. So just don't go in with a mindset where you're thinking, oh, I have to pick the best class possible, because otherwise I'm just gonna play a bad class for the whole expansion. Just, you don't have to think that way, you know? Just pick whatever class you want to play, like a class that you enjoy currently, do you think playstyle is fun of? And then just let the expansion come, see what happens. If your class feels horrible or is horrible or whatever, just play something else. Hey Theo, what's up? Oh. I think issue with Alt/rerolling mid-season is more being down mythic track gear. Yeah, but that's also not the end of the world, right? Like the difference between you having like 3 or 4 more mythic track items versus like crafted items, it is not really relevant. And what's the alternative? There is no alternative. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, yeah, of course, if somebody could tell you that that a certain class would be really good at N+ in Season 1. Like, if somebody could tell you this for certain, then of course you would be playing that class, right? But that's, again, that's just not a thing. So there's actually just no alternative other than picking whatever and then maybe re-rolling if it's not good. Like, because what else are you gonna do? I mean, some people think there's like this secret kind of like Discord where the developers tell some people, it's like, oh, we're gonna be buffing this class and this class is gonna be the best in class. That's just not a thing, right? Like, no one knows it's gonna be good in plus. Mainly because, as I said, there's going to be changes that we're not aware of. We can't see the future, right? We can't see what the devs are going to be buffing or nerfing or changing. We just don't know. Yeah, and if you want to be safe, then you just play mage. Mage is the one and only DPS spec that is as safe as it can be. Is mage going to be guaranteed to be good? No, right? It can also be bad. I'm keeping the insider info. I mean, AUG has been meta every time, but only high keys, right? No one's inviting an AUG evoker into lower keys. And I'm assuming that most people that don't know what to pick and that are super worried about what they're picking are mainly people that play lower keys. Because people that play higher keys, they usually also invest more time into the game and they also have an easier time re-rolling, so they're not as concerned about what class to play. Most people that play higher ends, they just play whatever. And if it turns out something else is good, they re-roll. Like, it's not... They don't make it like the most important decision of their life what class they should be playing. They just pick something. No, 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 no. People never invite Algo Evokers to lower keys. Like, I don't know. I mean, I personally think that Algo Evoker is good on low keys too. I really think they are. But the problem is that people, like, the amount of people that don't understand how Algo Evoker works and that don't see the benefit of it in low keys and say, like, Algo Evokers have a really hard time getting invited into low keys. But yeah, I mean, if you want to play Algo Evoker, play Algo Evoker, you know? I'm not saying that Algo Evoker is going to be bad. One thing that is also true though is that the way M+ works inherently has been changing from expansion to expansion pretty consistently. Like Algo Evoker, for example, would have been bad in my opinion, Algo Evoker would have been bad in Shadowlands almost every season. Because in Shadowlands, dungeons were not about survivability. They were about doing as much damage as possible. The bosses almost never were like a super big threat. So I personally think that Algo Evoker would have been bad in Shadowlands. No one would have played it, I don't think. The reason why Algo Evoker is so strong in Dragonflight is because almost every dungeon is about surviving it. And not about doing the most damage. In Legion, Algo Evoker would have been insane, right? In Legion, Algo Evoker would have been death shit. Because in Legion, all of the dungeons were about surviving. So in that expansion, Algo Evoker would have been crazy and good. In Shadowlands, it would have been bad. In Dragonflight, of course, good again. So it just always depends on how the dungeons are being tuned and stuff. Personally, the Legion dungeons were actually good, unlike Dragonflight ones. You really don't like I personally like Dragonflight dungeons a lot. I actually think they're really good dungeons. Season 1 of Dragonflight, I still think is my favorite season of all of M+ history. I know, I think Dragonflight dungeons are good. I don't like the current season, but not because I don't like the dungeons. It's mainly because of how absolutely horrendous survivability and dungeon tuning is. It has nothing to do with the dungeons themselves. Oh, did that reach the boss? Yeah, season 1 of Dragonflight was also the best balanced season of all time, yeah. Dragonflight had too much interrupt requirements, like Vengeance Demon Hunter was needed. But that's not true. People keep saying that Vengeance Demon Hunter was needed in Dragonflight dungeons, but that's completely false, because look at the history of the tanks that we played. Like in Season 2, you played Guardian Druid. And Guardian Druids really does not have a lot of AoE interrupts or AoE silence or anything. And in Season 1, what tank did we play in Season 1? I don't remember even. Oh, in Season 1 you could play anything, right? Like a lot of tanks were good. But oh, Prot Paladin, Warrior. Yeah, to say that he required a Vengeance Demon Hunter, that's just false. Vengeance Demon Hunter is really good, was really good in Season 3 and 4. But it has nothing to do with the dungeons themselves. It has to do with tuning, right? Because you literally have the proof, because in Season 1 you did not play Vengeance Demon Hunter, and in Season 2 you also did not play Vengeance Demon Hunter. And that's all of the Dragonflight dungeons that we had. So I do also think that, like, whenever people talk about dungeons, I honestly think that no one ever has like a proper opinion of a dungeon, because you always get influenced by outside sources, so there's not the dungeon itself. Everyone, like myself included. Like, I think a lot of people think, oh my god, this dungeon was so good. But then maybe it wasn't really the dungeon that was good. Maybe it was that your class was really good that season. Or it was really good in that dungeon in particular. Or the tuning of the dungeon was really good. Or the meta that was a good, really suited that dungeon playstyle. And I think this is really obvious now that we have the Dragonflight dungeons back. Because I personally, as I said, I think Season 1 of Dragonflight was one of my most favorite seasons. But now that we have the dungeons back, I don't enjoy it as much anymore. Like in Season 1, I enjoyed these dungeons a lot more. Like Asher Vault, in my opinion, was a lot better in Season 1 than it is now. Or Halls of Infusion, also I liked it a lot more the first time around. Ruby I also liked more. Like almost all of the dungeons I liked more the first time. Even though they're the same dungeon. Like they changed it a little bit, but mostly they're the same dungeons, right? So I think it really heavily depends on the meta, on the point of the expansion that it was in, and like how good your class was, the tuning of the dungeons. Like it's so dependent on all of those things. Guys, no, nah, no shots. Wait, how are they not being eaten? Guys, I don't think the tank knows how this boss works, yeah? Oh, I can't believe the boss didn't eat them. He needs to see. I need to see it. Oh, okay. Okay. I lost Freehold. I did like Freehold when they brought it back. I agree. Freehold was a dungeon I liked the first time and when they brought it back. I agree. It was good both times. Fuck me. Does this boss not eat the spirits anymore? I'm confused. Oh, it doesn't eat it anymore. Wait, so you just kill the ads and that's it? Why even kill them? You might as well see them at that point. Shit. Oh, so if it reaches the target, it goes... Ah, okay, I see. Ah, that explains a lot. Well then... And that's why it exploded the first time. Yeah, this is gonna be hard for us. Okay. This dungeon in general is very difficult on beta right now. Grim Battle. Oh. These boss fights are giving me Ever's first boss. Yeah, this boss here, I feel like I remember this just now as I was fighting the dragon. This dragon is Valiona, and it's the dragon of Bastion of Twilight, right? Where it's two dragons, like Valiona and Terralion or something? Yeah, I remembered as I was seeing the name. Oh. Should I try City of Threats again? I never managed to do this dungeon. Or Stone Vault. You need to remind me to eat at like 11:30 or so. Otherwise, I will forget. Good morning, Carter. What's up? What's up? I also have to remember to keep my PC on so I can do the IRL stream tomorrow. And then I have to remember to... Dude, my mom has... On Sunday, I realized that my mom has the same backpack as I do, but she has it in black. And she said I can switch them, because mine is red, and I don't like the fact that it's red. And I can get it in black. Unbelievable. So happy. Now I have a proper backpack for hiking where I can put my IRL streaming stuff in it. And it's black. Remind the streamer to be an adult. Hey Polly, what's up? Yeah, we're doing a cycling stream. And a little bit of hiking, I think, as well. Depending on how far we can go, we'll see. I think we can go, honestly. I think we have time. I'm actually gonna be... Dude, tomorrow my day is gonna be crazy. Because I have to go to the gym in the morning. And then I have an appointment at 9. So the way this is gonna work out tomorrow is I probably wake up at 6. Yeah, wake up at 6. Eat breakfast, go to the gym. And then I have to be done. I have to be back home at like 8:30 latest. Then I quickly take a shower and then I drive to my accountant. So I have an appointment at my accountant at 9. And then after the appointment, I have to drive back home. And I have to get ready. And then we do the IRL stream. So then I cycle up a mountain to a tiny lake with a restaurant. And then I'm gonna eat something there with you guys. You're gonna join me if you like it or not. And then we eat at this restaurant. And then we're gonna go to a cottage, probably hiking. I hope the internet is good. I'm not sure if it is. Maybe not. I don't know. And if the internet is bad, it's always fucked at that point anyway, I guess. Yeah, it's a stream date. And then I have another appointment at 7-ish. Here at my... Well, actually, I don't have to be even at the office. I can do that on my phone. Oh, actually, that's a good point. I don't have to be at the office, yeah. And I might try filming it with my GoPro this tomorrow. If I can make it work, then I'll stream on my GoPro. So it will be more stabilized, the footage. And I'll be using like a chest strap mount thingy. Unless I get the new camera ready tomorrow. I could technically... Would I be able to try the new camera ready if I get it tomorrow? It would be a little bit close, like set it up and all. Oh no. I think the Moblin app would be able to connect pretty quickly. Yeah, I think this CGI camera, like the Moblin app, has a really cool way of adding DJI devices. So I think it might work. But who knows, we'll see. I do have a mount as well that I ordered that is also supposed to arrive tomorrow, and I assume they're just gonna like deliver it at the same time. I mean, if it arrives before noon, then probably fine. Otherwise, I doubt it's gonna arrive before noon. I think most parcels are getting delivered afternoon. I can track. I can see tracking. Wait, where are we going again?
Interesting.
I think it was Stonewall, right?
Hurry back.
Well, there's something that arrives today, but I don't know what that is. It does say it's from Amazon. But I ordered some other stuff from Amazon as well. Let me see. Wait, what is this? Huh? Oh, this arrives on Friday? Oh yeah, this arrives today. Okay, so... Yeah, one of the things arrives today that I could use to attach it to my bike. Yeah. What is this? Or? Yeah, okay, so that stuff arrives today. I just don't know if the camera itself arrives today. Probably not.
High Speaker Irish. Or is it just Irish?
Let me check the tracking again.
He's fled from the Hall of Awakening into the Stone Vault. He's probably running like a frightened mouse.
With a camera.
Sleepy, cowering, timorous beastie.
That'd be really cool if we could use the proper camera, but yeah. Unlikely. Alright, let's go. Let's check this afterwards. I can't find the tracking right now. I don't know why.
So here we are. High Speaker Irish. Or is it just Irish now? He's fled from the Hall of Awakening into the Stone Vault. He's probably running like a frightened mouse. Wee, sleepy, cowering, timorous beastie.
Oh god. Our tank has diseased. Shit. Oh. Well. Pulling 3 first packs don't blast on first 2. I didn't even reach last pack, even though I said. Well, that was a fast deplete. Yeah, it's funny that this is even happening on beta, you know? Like, you would think that groups don't disband that quickly on beta, considering that timing a key is completely irrelevant. Like, you literally, like, you don't gain anything from timing a key. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, I found it. Okay, it says shipped. Oh, it says estimated delivery date 30th of... It says today now. Ooh. Maybe it arrives today. Guys, if it arrives today. That'd be so cool. That'd be really cool because I also have a dancing lesson later and David is gonna be there. So maybe David actually has some time to help me set it up as well. Because we all know that I'm incapable of doing anything myself. Okay, let's see. Track item. Let's see if I can track where it is. Oh yeah, it does say it today. Perfect. It's already in my town, apparently. Maybe it already arrived. I hope they deliver it. I hope they just, because sometimes they don't put it like in front of my door. Most of the time they do though. Like even like super expensive things, they just put it in front of the door. Hey Tavern, what's up? Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, few things make you happier in life than expedited delivery. Yeah. Speaking of delivery, you know what I got in my mail yesterday? Thank you so much for 5-sub gifts, Trevor. Thank you so much. That is so nice of you. Oh my god, thank you. Welcome to Board Guy, Camshrats, Amethils, Polly, and Inovas. Thank you so much. That is very nice of you. Appreciate that. Guys, look what I got. Let me full cam you for this one. Look at this. Look at this huge box. Oh god. Wait, how does this work? Oh, it's in. Oh, I see now. Oh, it's in here. Okay. Oh, okay, got it now. It's huge. Okay, so I think this is the. It's actually very nicely packaged. It's very cute. Look at this as well. You see the package is like. You see it? It's very cute. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh wait, I forgot to. There was like a message somewhere. I forgot about that. Where did it go? Look, I got a card. Oh, this might be the code actually for the for the thing. Yeah, it is. Epic Edition game key. I already have the Epic Edition though. Can I give this away then? Because I already do have an Epic Edition. Alright. Now, look at this, guys. Take a look. Whoa. I'm a little bit scared. How do I get this out? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna need scissors or something like that. Okay. Okay. Let me not break it. Damn. How cute. Okay, wait. I assume it goes like this. Or does it? Okay, wait. Yeah, it does go like this. Okay, let me just assemble this. Give me a moment. It doesn't work like this. It has to, right? There's no way it goes downwards. That would make no sense. How does this fit? Oh, do you oh my god, I'm so stupid. You literally just removed this bottom part. It's just protection. I was like, what the fuck? It's a protective fucking plastic cover. There we go. Now it makes a lot more sense. Alright. Cool. Then we need to attach this thing. What is this? Where does this go? What else do we have here? Oh, we have an arm. That looks like an arm to me. Perfect. Then we have wings. Oh, this is the tail, I assume. Yeah. Dude, these are huge wings. I can really guess. Oh, it's actually this way. Nice. Okay, second wing. Wait. I put this on the table. That would make it slightly more stable. There you go. We're renegades. There we go. Okay, now we did it. Look at this big boy. A cutie pie. Look at him. Man, it's so cool. We're gonna put this one next to my Ragnaros. It fits Ragnaros really well, actually. Look. Ragnaros here. Griffin here. Beautiful! Where do we put this guy? You can be down here. All right. Raggy's supposed to be a lot bigger than a mask. I do love Ragnaros though. Ragnaros is very cute. Okay, now we have this. Let's take a look. Yeah, very pretty. The either will work with the war within. Oh, what's this? Wait, okay. Before we take a look at this, we have an art book. Oh wow! Oh, the thing was so pretty. Oh my god, it was so pretty. Wait, I wanted to see it I want to see it again. That like cloak was so beautiful. And the art team is just something else, huh? That's so pretty. Oh, that makes so beautiful. The art team is just incredible. Giga Chat Anduin right here. Ooh, Xanataf! Look at that. So pretty. Okay, this is nice. I did think though, like I have the Shadowlands book here, and the Shadowlands book is like it's so nice looking, like the cover of it. Hey, look. Okay, it's a little bit dusty, but look how nice the Shadowlands book is with the covenants. And then this one is also like, I don't know, it's like a really cool thing. It's the same book, like it's the same like art book. All right, so I guess these books go over here. Shit, my mana pot fell down. But look, there's something here. What is this? Oh, it's like a pin. It's very cute. Wow, it's very nice. I'll show you. Come on, focus. Okay, I guess it's hard to see. Very cute. Okay, I think that was it. Nice. Where do we put this pin? Where are we putting this pin? What are we pinning this on? On my chair? I'm probably gonna lose it if I pin it on my chair. Actually, maybe I do pin it here. Think it's gonna stay? It might. There we go. It's a chair pin. Put it in your mic? Well, I can't really pin it on my mic. I don't think that's physically possible. Okay, then we put this somewhere too, I guess. Oh, I forgot to turn on the light, actually, now that I looked in the back. So, huge shout out to Blizzard for sending me this stuff. Thank you very much. Big fan. Well. Okay. Now we're gonna continue playing WoW. I'm actually gonna close this window because it's so bright outside. I hate the brightness. There we go. Now I can see the screen again. So, okay, let's find another group just to disband again 10 minutes later. So what do I do with this? I guess I can take this code and give it to somebody, right? Because this is an epic edition, and I already have an epic edition, right? Like, this is not a special edition of the game version, right? It's just a normal epic edition, right? I mean, it says here. Right? So I assume I can just like give this to somebody. Can do a giveaway from Gamescom during early access? That's a good point. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. Let me just send you the code so you remember to do it, Kuros, because otherwise I'll literally forget. How do I scratch this open? Can you see this? I have to scratch it open, making sure that he can't see, because otherwise... otherwise it would be unfortunate. Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Man, that's a long code. Okay. Perfect. Hey, Butters, what's up? Man, it's so hot today, guys. Jesus, goddamn Christ. Is it really hot at your places too, guys? It's gonna be 32 degrees. Wait, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. When? Oh, at 5 p.m.? Just a little bit, 0.3 liters. Ugh, that's whatever. That's gonna be fine. I'm out cycling now and it's already boiling here. Oof, Chloe, oof. Enjoy your cycling though. Duff man. Alright, so I guess everyone is sweating and dying in their own way. I'm gonna try Arakara, I think, even though I know it's kind of impossible, but... Hey, Shazam, good morning. Man, yes, like my apartment is just so hot right now. Here it's fine, like here in the office it's not that bad, but my apartment is in the attic, like underneath the roof. And you can literally feel, like when I walk up the stairs, when I enter my apartment building and I walk up the stairs to my apartment, you can feel how every floor gets hotter and hotter. Like, and then when you reach the top, it's just warm. We don't have air conditioning, though. Where are we going? Stone Vault. Okay. Let's take a look at Stone Vault. Maybe we can get past the first pool this time around. Wish us luck.
Keep it real.
Oh, it's already 10:50. Damn. Did you do all this Pandora time runner stuff? I did not. What the fuck are you doing streaming at 8 a.m.? I know, right, Stephix? I can only stream until noon today. Did all the Wordles already?
So here we are.
Today was an early day. What can I say?
Or is it just Eirik now?
Tomorrow we do a later stream though. Also tomorrow,
Like
Stephix. I'm doing an IRL stream tomorrow, and I might actually get a proper camera tomorrow. So I won't cause any motion sickness anymore. I'm getting my camera today apparently. Now it's just a question if I can set it up, and I'll also put it on my back and everything. But that's another thing. I'll figure that out later tomorrow, or later today actually. Rogue or Shadow Priest, which one got better DPS? Whichever you can play better. We'll do better DPS. If you can play both equally well, then flip a coin. Is that Bloom good in 11? The Bloom? What Bloom? Oh, you mean Moonkin? You mean Boomkin? Or what are you talking about? Moonkin? Oh, sure, it's gonna be good, sure. I'm telling you the future. I am a psychic, and I will tell you that Moonkin is gonna be good. What should I have for lunch today? So I'm telling you that you should be having... Cake. You can choose the cake that you want, but it should be cake. Ah, this is the same. Okay, I got it now. Yeah, the only thing that's a bit weird right now to set up is like the whole hotspot. The thing is though... Wait, am I the correct answer? Yeah. Like I think we figured out almost everything except like the hotspot is just doing weird things. I don't know why. I do think that like a phone hotspot can do pretty similar things to like a router hotspot. If you only have one SIM card, because I only have one SIM card, I'm not going to be paying for multiple ones, I don't think. But the problem is my iPhone is doing this weird thing where sometimes the hotspot doesn't show up on the other devices. And I honestly don't know why. I think it has to do whenever it's plugged in or not. And then there's like this compatibility mode that makes it not show up on other devices as well. Like it's kind of awkward. I don't know. Once I figured that out, because technically I could buy a router where I can put the SIM card in and then that one gives Wi-Fi to everything. But the problem is that like routers where you can put a SIM card in are actually incredibly expensive for some weird reason. Sometimes these technical products are so expensive and you would feel like, what does it even do? Like why is this thing allowed to be so expensive? Like a 5G router where you can put SIM cards in, it's like 500 euros or something. Why? Like why on earth does this thing have to be so expensive? That just makes no sense. So I'm gonna continue trying without a proper router. Because I do have a router, but that one does not allow SIM cards.
4,
like you can't put SIM cards
3,
in.
2, 1.
Because that one only was 100 euros, which is also expensive. Yeah, that's the biggest problem, that the phone gets really hot with the hotspot. Yeah, that's why I'm. I wanted to try to do the hotspot because I have two phones, right? So the last time I did the cycling stream, I created the hotspot from the phone that I was also streaming on. And now I'm thinking maybe I can make the hotspot on my Android, the one that I'm not streaming from. So I can like divide the amount of like work the phones have to do to not make them so hot. But then I am not sure. Like I don't know how the internet works. I'm just not sure if the internet from a hotspot is going to be worse than if the SIM cards would be in the phone and create the, like if I have two phones, one phone has a SIM card and creates a hotspot for the other phone, or the other way around, will the internet be the same speed no matter if you have the hotspot or the SIM card or not? Because logically thinking, you would assume that a hotspot is worse than a SIM card, right? But then it's also possible that that is not true. Like, I don't know. Oh, we didn't lust. We have afflicted. I dispelled the curse already. Guys. Why are we playing... Wait, why are we playing these affixes? Why are we playing Raging Afflicted Fortified? Can bring graphics back apparently. Generally, yeah, same speeds for either device. Yeah, see, because yesterday we did a test with the hotspots. So basically, we tested the internet on the phone that had the SIM card, and then we tested the internet on the phone that had the hotspot, and it was the same. Maybe the hotspot even had a little bit of better internet, which can, you know, that's just like a sample size thing, I guess, difference in time of the test. I mean, you don't necessarily need a mobile router for streaming, right? As I said, because your phone can just have your phone can create the hotspot for your camera and your other phone. In theory. There are some 5G routers. Yeah, but routers that have a SIM card slot cost like 500 euros. Sure, but the battery drains a lot faster. Yeah, but a router also needs battery. Dun, dun, dun. I mean the one where you can enter the SIM cards. Like where you put the SIM card in the router. Because otherwise a router is not really going to do anything for me, right? If I'm going to be creating a hotspot from my phone anyway to give the router internet, and then the router makes Wi-Fi, then I might as well just make direct Wi-Fi from my other phone, right? So, yeah, but that doesn't help me. Like a router doesn't help me if it cannot provide the internet directly through a SIM card. Because otherwise, how does the router get internet? I have to give it a connection to an internet, which I would do by connecting the phone with the SIM card. And then at that point, I might as well just hotspot my internet from the phone directly. The proper routers are 300. Yeah, I mean, I would be buying a proper router, right? I wouldn't be buying a cheap one that doesn't work at that point. I might as well just use the hotspot instead. Because the only benefit of having a router would be the fact that it would somehow give me a better hotspot. And if it doesn't do that, then there's no purpose in having it. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Shit, I exited the dungeon. Now I'm going to be loading screen for an hour and a half. Shit. Da, 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 da. And the problem is as well as these routers need power, of course, as well. And that's the other issue. So then I have one power bank that I need to connect two phones to, a camera, and a router. Dun, 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 dun. No. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, I wasn't asking about routers because that's something I'll figure out myself. And by myself, I mean David. I mainly just figure out the hotspot thing because I'm not going to be ordering a router for tomorrow's stream, right? Like that's obviously not happening. So I'm just trying to figure out the hotspot thing from... I think I'm just going to try it. I'll just put my SIM card in the Android and see if the hotspot works for... the app. I don't know, like the last time when I tried this, because I did try that. And there's something that went wrong, but I don't remember what. But I'll figure it out tomorrow. I'm not going to watch Echoes Reversible first in FF14 now. They would say that. Thanks for 4 months. Emax, what's up? How are you doing? Man, it's so hot. I'm sweating.
It's not ready yet.
I mean, how do you even exit the dungeon? You just can't, or what?
Recharging.
Like, I'm just in here now. Yeah, but I don't have a horse, and it's a cooldown. Yeah, I guess I used Stellar and Hearthstone. Man, this is so annoying. I hate this game. Oh, there's like a new drop thing on Twitch from 12 p.m. PT onwards today. You can earn 3 months of Apple Plus subscription with any new sub or gift sub. What does that mean you can win? Who? Like the person that subs? I assume so. Promotion will be visible on drops and rewards page. Interesting. Wait a second. Wait a second.
If you ever need anything.
Why are they working with Apple? Oh yeah, it's. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, don't worry. I confused the billionaires. Sometimes the billionaires in my head there, I just mix them up, you know. Thank you, Stephanie, but I'm really not looking for advice in any of this like IRL streaming thing, like when it comes to modems and like
5,
stuff,
4,
because
3,
the amount
2,
of like
1.
time and effort we put into researching this stuff is insane, and like it's just like a lot more complicated. And I'm not gonna pretend that I understand
Here we
anything,
are. High speaker Irish.
but
Or is
it's
it
like
just
a lot
Irish
more
now?
specific in like the stuff it
He's
really
fled from
needs.
the Hall of Awakening into the stone vault.
Because
He's
it's
probably
not just
running
like,
a
yeah,
frightened
you just have to think about more things.
sleepy, cowering, timorous beast.
Because it's complicated as fuck. So the thing with the router or whatever, I'll figure it out if I actually need one. I'm not gonna buy one if I don't need one. Especially because just having more, like the less products I have to charge and use and carry with me is obviously better anyway. I don't live in any city really. I live in a town in South Tyrol. Man, this curse really does hurt. Good morning, Ace. What's up? How you doing? Wait, this... Oh my god, we played like a Season 2 comp. Season 2 Dragonflight comp. Hey Lilia, what's up? So actually, well, that's good to hear, Ace. Nice, nice. Stirred accent and found out that a local farm nearby has some self-made coffee, which actually... What? Really? There's coffee beans that grow in your area? Damn. Oh, I assume they probably ordered the coffee beans or like the thing and then make the coffee, I guess. There's no coffee that actually grows in the Netherlands, right? I mean, you never know, though. Oh, wait, what do you mean with milk? Like packaged coffee? Like finished, like already made coffee? Oh, I see it. Playing fire in beta is illegal? Yeah, how dare they test specs in beta? How dare they?
Titanic earth and technology enhanced with magical
I think I'm gonna
opulence.
call
Brilliant.
the Warcraft Log Parse police. Honestly, I think this is not acceptable. And they should be punished. This is just not okay. I literally be on the phone with Ian right now.
Engaging offensive protocols.
Hmm. Oh, we have that. Do not take the rest. Let's go again. Are you surprised there are people playing M+ with affixes, or was disabled when you buy your M+ video? Oh, you play with these affixes are just enabled, the normal ones there. You have to play with them. But to be fair, it also makes sense to test the affixes now because they actually changed them a lot. Like, it would be so strange to play without affixes now. Even if you had the opportunity, that would be stupid. Well, I mean, unless you do +12 or high keys, then obviously it makes sense. There's a static in my audio?
Activating defense protocols.
What kind of static are you guys hearing? Hey Pi, what's up? How are you doing? Is it Spotify?
Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified.
You don't hear it?
Activated. Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Engaging offensive protocols. Seismic protocol activated.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what busting you guys talk about.
Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Seismic protocol activated. Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Engaging offensive protocols.
Oh. Wait, but you can hear the music, right?
Activated.
Okay. Someone said when there's no music, you can hear the busting.
Dominant intruder identified. Seismic protocol activated.
Busting seem mic-related?
Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified.
I'll take the rest,
Engaging offensive protocols.
I think.
Intruder
Okay, I won't.
terminated.
Man, this boss is just a problem, huh? I'm not sure if 2 and 1 sec is better. Breaking the pillow gives the dot, yeah. Have a good night, Major Total. What's up? Have a good rest of your streams. Thank you very much. Oh, wait, you're an A, right? For a second, I was like, why are you going to bed?
Activating defense
Okay, that makes
protocols.
sense. Okay, have a good night, Shodi.
Seismic protocol activated.
Yeah, I was confused for a second there.
Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Seismic protocol activated. Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Engaging offensive protocols.
So what we're doing wrong here, by the way, is like we shouldn't turn the boss towards pillars because then our monk is standing behind the boss and spawning pillars. So like we always turn the boss away from the pillars.
Offensive measures engaged.
Then no one, like the melees don't have to stand behind in a sense. Oh, it's because there's a tank that is breaking them. Oh, we can just change that. I guess I'm just gonna be breaking them then.
Seismic protocol activated.
Yeah, our monk is always placing the pillars in like a different spot, which makes it impossible to break them all simultaneously. Or which we just always have to move the boss.
Engaging offensive protocols. Intruder terminated. Seismic protocol.
They ruined Twitch Mobile? Really? What did they do? Hey, Abby. Oh god, what happened?
Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Seismic protocol activated. Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Intruder engaging offensive protocols.
Oh, I tanked that. Oh.
Intruder
Oh shit.
seismic protocol.
Alright, let's go again.
Offensive measures engaged. Intruder all intruders.
Can we do this?
Activating defense protocols.
Chill.
Seismic protocol activated. Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Intruder terminated. Seismic protocol
You have to spawn pillars?
activated.
I think the tank probably didn't get dispelled there, right?
Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Engaging offensive protocols.
Spawn pillars?
Seismic protocol activated.
Correct.
Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified.
Spawning pillars soon.
Seismic protocol activated. Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Engaging offensive protocols.
Pillars. Is priest? I feel like
Seismic
does
protocol
priest get squishy or something? Or are they taking double beams?
Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Seismic protocol activated. Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Engaging offensive protocols. Intruder
Fuck.
terminated.
Shit. Yeah, I don't know.
Seismic protocol.
Oh, I don't think we can heal this boss.
Offensive
I know, right, Blind
measures
Ross?
engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Intruder
It's a mic issue.
terminated.
Maybe maybe a cable is not plugged in properly or something.
Terminated.
I don't know. I'm only streaming for half an hour more though, so maybe restarting the PC just fixes it. Sometimes turning it on and off again just fixes the issue. So I'll just leave it as it is right now, because if it's not super annoying, then I guess it's gonna be fine for another half hour. Hey Mika, what's up? How are you? It's like just before.
Activating defense protocols.
Okay, let's do this.
Seismic protocol activated. Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified.
Spawn pillars. Behind boss, behind boss, behind boss, behind boss, behind boss, behind boss. Behind boss, behind boss.
Seismic protocol.
Man, the monk never walked. Okay, there we go. We did it, so. Good.
Offensive measures engaged.
We're fine, we're fine.
Dominant intruder identified. Engaging offensive.
Okay, AoE now. Spawning pillars. We can totally do this.
Seismic protocol activated. Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified.
Pillars soon.
Seismic protocol activated.
Nice.
Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Engaging offensive protocols.
Okay, that was, you know what was unlucky there? Because the beams are staggered. They don't all happen at the same time.
Activated.
And if you assign one person to always be the one to break the pillars, that person might be the last one where the beam goes through. See, my beam always comes in last or like later.
Identified.
And that is not actually ideal because then the debuff lasts
Seismic protocol activated.
closer to the next AoE, you know what I mean? So maybe it's always the person with the first beam that should be breaking the pillars.
Offensive measures
Like in this case, it would have been the mage, right? Maybe that's how you want to assign this on live servers?
engaging offensive protocols. Intruder terminated.
Hear us in 20 seconds. Maybe we can do it.
Seismic protocol activated.
It'll be difficult though. Maybe don't break the pillars? Do we have big defensives? I guess we have to break them.
Engaged.
Just use whatever you have, I guess.
Dominant intruder identified. Seismic protocol activated.
Resting?
Offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Engaging
Oh, shit.
offensive protocols.
Well, we can do it. We can do it.
Seismic
It's okay. The most important damage dealer survived.
offensive measures engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Seismic protocol activated.
I'm not gonna break these pillars.
Offensive measures
The boss is gonna die.
engaged. Dominant intruder identified. Engaging offensive protocol.
Nice. Good job, team. We did it.
Looks like the main door's locked. Either one of these paths should lead us to an access
Man, I can't
console.
actually stay much longer though. I have to leave soon. Well, good thing the next boss is also really difficult, and I don't think we can kill that one anyway. Yeah, I can do some trash. It's true though that like a mage damage, or a fire mage at least, and shadow priest damage definitely seems a little bit underwhelming compared to some of the other OP classes that we currently have. Well, to be fair, those classes are like super OP. Yeah? Like Hunter is super broken. Warrior seems kind of crazy as well. Shaman DK. I don't know if they fixed Shaman now, because I mean DK. DK used to be, or seemed super broken for a while. I'm not sure if it's still that broken or not. Hey John! Naguura bricked another key. Typical. Is Hunter ever not broken? Ah, shit. Oh, wait, this dot stays through death. Wait, that's messed up. Why does this dot stay through death? That makes no sense. Who thought that's a good idea? Oh, we reached the other boss here. Ah. So you can choose if you go to Forge Speaker or to the other guy. I see now, I see him. In the meantime, can we get some content to watch while I eat my lunch? Maybe some Poddy C content, some Dreadnoughts content, some other WoW related content. Anything? Nerf Mumkin? Yeah, agreed. Broken spec. Dorking Gralovitz? What are they? What are the videos about? Watch the WoW movie. You know what these most remind me a little bit of? Of the spider tanks in Upper Mechagon, where like you have two of them at the same time. It's kind of hard to tell how to dodge when you have them when you have two. You know what I mean? Because there's like two different frontals.
Machine speakers in the stone vault. Fanatically loyal, no doubt.
Little things and Growlers reacts to the dorky bit, so it's 2 for 1. And what is the dorky bit about? Oh, tanks and healing tanks. Okay, yeah, we can watch it, I guess. And what is the Poddy C about? The one from 2 days ago? What subject are they talking about? They changed this boss a lot, and I don't know how this boss works now, but I guess I'll figure it out.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Intruders detected. Defense protocols activated.
Does this guy not have a front or something? Whoa. Okay, we don't have a rest. Damn. That was a tank hit if I've ever seen one.
One less problem. Countermeasures on.
Yeah. Thanks, Naki. GG's, guys. It was fun. Glad we managed to kill the first boss. Okay. Gearing and plus delves tons of wrong timestamps for the last Poddy C. Okay, let's just do the dorky video. Or should we listen to Growl react to the dorky video? Nah, let's watch the dorky video. Dorky is real smart. There's many times where I agree with Dorky's takes.
3 patches.
It's interesting because like there's some people that I just like I respect them, but I don't agree with their takes necessarily, and that's fine. You know, you don't always have to agree with other people. Like it's in the end, like everyone has different opinions and everyone has different like thought processes and whatever. I do agree a lot with Dreadnoughts takes. Not always, but most of the time. I agree a lot with Dorky's takes, and I agree a decent amount with Max's takes usually. Max not so much like the other ones. Like Max sometimes has some takes where I'm like, oh. Time for Dorky reaction to Naguura will be I hear a buzz from her mic. But is it still bad? I mean, I don't know what to do to try and fix it. Hey, Kelso. Anyway, let's start listening to this while I get my lunch.
Just finally out, and classes are probably not seeing any more reworks. It'll just likely be number tuning from here. So I've been playing all the tanks, and this video will cover my thoughts on all of them. Blood Death Knight has been the most reworked and different feeling tank in the Warfin. It's been pretty fun to play with the addition of Bone Storm and Exterminate. Personally, I don't like how bloated the opener feels, especially with Deathbringer. You have to go into a pole, drop your D&D, put up Dancing Rune Weapon, put Tombstone and Bone Storm on cooldown, get Reaper's Mark rolling, and then you can finally start playing the game. The Death Strike changes were well needed in my opinion for a healthier Blood Decay gameplay, but it does lead to a couple of problematic interactions. One is the double Death Strike scenario. When one Death Strike isn't enough to bring your health to a threshold that lets you survive the incoming attack, you would normally hit a second Death Strike, but this second Death Strike is now insufficient healing. It's a rare scenario in most M+ scenarios, but it was once a natural way of playing and is now heavily punished. The second is using Death Strike strictly to not overcap your runic power, which can lead to smaller subsequent Death Strike healing. Overall, this nerf shouldn't affect DK's survivability as much as it seems. It is looking to be one of the strongest tanks currently. The Deathbringer tree is currently the stronger hero talent even after nerfs, and it's super satisfying to hit those Exterminate scythes. And Blood Decay is doing some of the highest overall damage right now, but it doesn't provide a raid buff the same way some of the other tanks do. It also survives extremely well, especially with how much more reliant other tanks are on healers now in Warwolfen. This will be by far the biggest appeal to playing Blood Decay M+, which is kind of what it was like before. It's just the self-sustained tank, but it will require a little bit of healing in certain scenarios, like the ones where I've mentioned you can't necessarily top yourself with a single Death Strike anymore. Right now, on beta, Blood Decay definitely feels like a contender for the top tank spot with how strong their defensives are and how powerful they are offensively, but I don't know how well this leads into the very highest keys when the game goes live. Generally, Blood Decay falls off as you go into higher keys because of how much more susceptible they are to getting killed from 100 to 0 before you can Death Strike, with larger poles and infinitely scaled mobs. Before the tank nerfs, Blood Shield was a way for Blood Decay to have a higher effective HP pool, but the nerfs to Death Strike and the nerfs to Blood Shield heavily impact that part of Blood Decay, and it does make them a lot more vulnerable in these situations where you don't have as much effective HP to stay alive. I have tried Blood Decay in some of the higher keys on beta, and it was starting to get to that point, but it's very hard to gauge off of beta dungeons. On beta, we're basically playing full YOLO as if it was a pug, so we don't actually get to see the fullest potential of what we can do in M+. Either way, it is going to be an insane tank for at least close to the highest keys, if not the highest keys, and probably the best tank to play when pugging, since you're not as reliant on the healer or your group to be doing everything to keep the tank alive. The tank I've been playing the most on beta is Bear Tank. Elun's Chosen is currently the better choice for the M+ hero talent, and it's not actually even close. It plays very much the same as Old Bear, where you just mash your buttons, except you do have Lunar Beam now, which is a powerful cooldown offensively and defensively on a pretty short cooldown. Even though it's super simple to play, I've actually been really enjoying Elun's Chosen and doing extremely well with it. I know some of you guys hate Bear Tank for how boring and simple it can be, but for a lot of us bear enjoyers out there is something cathartic about just mashing the same few buttons over and over. I do feel like when I'm playing tank, or Bear Tank specifically, I can focus more on the game rather than staring at my UI and figuring out how to manage all my defensives and mitigation and optimizing my damage rotation. The tank nerfs do make Bear require a bit more healing.
Yeah, that's a good point that Dorky brings up here, which I always think is funny when people make fun of other people that want to play easy classes. It's like, just because you play an easy class or prefer to play an easy class. Doesn't mean at all that you're bad at the game. It literally, you know, like sometimes you might just do really difficult content and focusing on other stuff that is not your, or having more time to focus on other stuff is actually just a preferable play style, you know? Because sometimes if you play a super complicated cast, it's like, it's overwhelming, you know? Especially if you do difficult content. So I honestly, like, I totally get Dorky's opinion where it's like, you know, tank has so much other responsibilities already in dungeons that you have to think about. So why not just like chill and play Guardian where you don't have to worry about too much?
Here in Bear, but Bear is still largely self-sustainable. Bear has a lot of strong defensive cooldowns, allowing them to survive super large and dangerous pulls, and occasional large tank busters. Bark skin is now a 30% DR, and with reinforced fur, it actually goes up to 40%, which is kind of ridiculous for something that lasts for so long and has such a short CD. The only weakness Bear has right now is outside of their defensive cooldowns, they are a bit squishier than normal.
Hair Thorough, thank you so much for 63 months. Welcome back, welcome back.
Bear used to sustain with UFR, Frenzied Regen, Elun's Favored, and various other passives that have all been heavily nerfed. I've been messing around with both Incarn and no Incarn builds, and so far I've been leaning towards Incarn. Bear damage is really high at the moment with Elun's Chosen, and more importantly it brings Mark of the Wild. We've seen raid buffs play a large role in Dragonflight, especially ones as powerful as Mark of the Wild, and currently all the other Druid specs kinda suck. I'm leaning towards Bear being the strongest overall tank for the highest keys in M+, but not by much. It doesn't feel quite as good as Blood Decay in some of these YOLO keys where you don't know like, who you're playing with. You don't know if you have like a healer that can be reliable in the group. Maybe you're not playing with an augmentation evoker. But in the higher keys, it does feel more reliable than Blood Decay, and it does provide group buffs like Mark Wild and other Druid utility. And the Druid Dispel this season is actually really big with these Season 1 dungeons. One of my favorite tanks to play at the moment on beta is Brewmaster. Brew actually feels insanely good, probably the best it's felt in forever, and it's actually really fun to play. It still has just as many buttons as before, but the opener is much simpler and quicker. Basically the opposite of what has happened with Blood Decay. Before, you had to drop your White Tiger statue, keep rushing Jadewind up, use Weapons of Order, Bone Dust Brew, Exploding Keg, then you can finally play the game. Now it's just Weapons of Order and Exploding Keg and just go ham. There's no
I do think that Dorky also makes a really good point here with Guardian very likely being like the best tank, mainly because of the other druids not being that good. Because again, as I said earlier, druid buff is one of the strongest buffs you can have in M+. There's I actually think it's the most important buff. I don't think there's any other buff that any class provides that is better than Mark of the Wild. Unless you're counting Bloodlust or whatever. But yeah, Mark of the Wild is much stronger than any other buff. So one druid is almost always going to be... Well, in fact, I think it is always going to be meta. I don't think there's going to be a season where druid is not meta. And one of the druid specs, of course. Unless all 4 druid specs are actually really bad. So if Resto is not doing hot, and Moonkin and Feral are not doing hot, then Guardian is going to be played, even if another tank might be slightly better. So even if, like, let's say Blood Decay is doing a little bit better, you would still play Guardian Druid for Mark of the Wild, very likely.
No need to play Rushing Jadewind or New Zao, which reduces some buttons. Bone Dust Brew and Statue are gone, and it's a lot smoother to play. Both hero talents seem good, and the new talent Ox Stance helps a lot in a lot of large tank buster situations. Ox Stance basically gives you a ton of stagger against large hits, which was a weakness of Brew when you didn't have enough defensive cooldowns to deal with certain tank buster mechanics. This is probably the tank that got...
Sorry. If Guardian Resto aren't strong, do you think Moonkin could replace Mage with Orbital Strike, lining up API Breath of Ians? So the biggest problem with... So Moonkin actually has to be strong, in my opinion, to be played for a Mark of the Wild buff. Like, I think Moonkin has actually to be good, to be taken. While both Guardian Druid and Resto Druid, I don't think they have to be that strong to be taken in comparison to the other healers and the other tanks. Because like a tank, as long as a tank survives and doesn't do like an insane amount, like less damage than another tank, and doesn't have a lot less like utility than another tank, then you're gonna be fine with that tank. Same with a healer. If the healer can heal the group and they're not doing like much worse in utility and in damage than other healers, then a healer is, no matter which one, is gonna be fine. So usually when you really need a buff, in this case Mark of the Wild, you would almost always default to a tank or a healer. If they're worse than the other tanks and the other healers, you would almost never choose to bring a Moonkin over another ranged if the Moonkin doesn't do as much damage as the other ranged. Like, you're not gonna sacrifice your damage to get Mark of the Wild if you could sacrifice a little bit of tank damage or healer damage instead. Now, of course, if Guardian Druid is so bad that they wouldn't be surviving high keys at all, and if Resto Druid is so bad they wouldn't be able to heal high keys at all, then, of course, you would consider bringing a Feral or a Moonkin. But the likelihood of that happening is not great. Usually, tanks and healers are balanced enough that they can be broad, even if they're not the best, right? Damage dealers, on the other hand, you don't think that way. Like, you don't bring a really bad damage dealer just because they have a buff, because at that point, the buff is nullified again. At that point, you would do more damage if you just don't have the buff at all, and bring a damage dealer that actually does more damage, right? Yeah, DPS is checked most over HPS and tanking, yes. Yeah. The buffs that you really require are usually filled by tank and healer slots. Unless one of them is actually really OP, right? Because let's say you need Bloodlust, and the damage dealers that are really OP don't have it, then you're gonna bring a healer with Bloodlust, right? You're not gonna sacrifice one of your good damage dealers to bring a Bloodlust DPS. Then you just rather sacrifice the healer slot and bring a healer with Bloodlust instead. But of course, if there's a class, like if Moonkin is really good, then of course you bring Moonkin, because then they provide the Mark of the Wild and it's perfect.
Not effective at least, but as usual, Brew does soak up a ton of healing, making it extremely powerful with a lot of external healing and augmentation evoker. Brew damage is right up there with Bear and Blood Decay, and it does give Mystic Touch, but Mystic Touch is much weaker of a raid buff because of how little physical damage classes do nowadays. Even your typical melees like Frost Decay or Red Paladin or Enhancement Shaman, they all do largely magical damage. It's a lot less popular of a tank, so we probably won't see it being played as much, but I do think this is the best Brew has been, and it'll likely keep up in the highest keys with other tanks. In some scenarios, I actually do find Brew to be the strongest. When it comes to tanking bosses with a ton of dangerous tank busters, Brew feels amazing. With a ton of healing and augmentation evoker, Brew feels almost unkillable. It's not as self-sufficient as Bear or Blood Decay, making it feel worse in the YOLO Pug scenarios, but don't let this stop you from playing the awesome tank that is Brewmaster. Vengeance Demon Hunter dominated for a good later half of Dragonflight, and people have been fed up with this tank being meta for so long. Well, don't worry, because Demon Hunter is now dead and gone. I'm just kidding, but Vengeance is not that bad after a couple of buffs recently. Right now, it's definitely a shadow of its former self, making it feel pretty bad. The tier set and Luminous Sigils carried VDH for its duration in Dragonflight, and it's now gone, making the Sigil build dead. Well, Illuminated Sigil is not gone, but it is heavily nerfed. Right now, it feels like older versions of Demon Hunter with the double brand build, just a lot weaker. Silent Sigil was a 60-second cooldown and 6-second duration, but it's now 90-second cooldown and a 4-second duration. Despite the large nerfs, Demon Hunter is still a solid tank. Currently, Felsguard feels like the stronger hero talent for M+. It's been both fun, but also feels bad to play with. It essentially turns meta into a powerful offensive cooldown, which is currently your biggest defensive cooldown. When you use it for damage, it feels really good because of how hard you can burst, but there will be scenarios where you'll want to hold it defensively, and you are losing out on a ton of damage when you do that. For the longest time, I never had to worry about putting meta on cooldown, and I always had it as a defensive to fill in the defensive gaps, but now it's an actual DPS loss if you're missing a use of meta. Overall, Demon Hunter looks like it will still be a strong tank that brings high damage to the group. It does very slightly less than the other tanks mentioned, but it does bring Chaos Brand, and that has insane value in the caster meta. Demon Hunter utility is also nowhere near as good as it was before, especially with how they reworked M+ mobs to recast, so just using one of your many stops won't do a lot compared to Dragonflight. VDH is also a bit squishy in some scenarios, and definitely promotes a kiting playstyle when doing hierarchies and bigger pulls. It kind of reminds me of Season 1 of Shadowlands playing this tank.
And
On bosses, it's still pretty powerful with the frailty build, but it has been nerfed quite heavily, making it require a bit of healing to stay topped when Soul and Leech healing isn't enough. Propellant has been the most doomed on tank for most of the beta cycle. There's been a lot of complaints about how poorly Propellant is doing. Personally, I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be, especially after the most recent set of buffs. Paladin's definitely feeling worse than before, and it has been affected heavily by the tank nerfs, but honestly, all the tanks don't feel that great, and it's just sort of how Blizzard wants tanks to be designed. I haven't messed too much with the
Hey, Will, thank you so much for 8 months. What's up?
Templar Hero
How you
Talent
doing?
tree,
Welcome
but
back.
for the brief moment I played it, it was extremely clunky due to the high holy power cost and the low holy power economy currently. Lightsmith plays exactly the same as usual, except now you have an extra button and it just adds a little bit of damage, or shield that you can put on an ally. And Lightsmith does seem a little bit overtuned at the moment, so I wouldn't be surprised if it receives some nerfs to be more in line with Templar. Paladin still offers a ton of great utility, especially with the M+ changes that made interrupts more valuable than stops. The Avenger Shield
Are you guys seeing the damage meter? Titles is barely beating the tank, even though he has an Aug Evoker buffing him. I just wanted to
interrupts are actually
point it
huge
out
to
real
have
quick.
once again, but
No
the
reason.
spec does itself feel a little bit weak defensively. I've found Paladin to be extremely reliant on the healer to stay alive, but it is capable of surviving, especially with its large array of defensive cooldowns. It's a bit awkward because on one hand, Paladins are completely fine as long as you have an augmentation evoker and sufficient healing, but on the other hand, this crutch feels really bad, which is part of why a lot of Paladins are dooming so heavily. Paladin damage is also extremely good at the moment. I was very surprised by the numbers this spec can put up, and it might actually be the highest damage tank in AoE heavy dungeons. I can see Paladin being quite good in hierarchies with a good group, but it might struggle when pugging. Some dungeons also stink real bad for Paladin with the amount of movement required, making Consecration really awkward to play around. Overall, I'm pretty content with Prop Paladin. It's been kind of enjoyable here and there. It just needs some help with self-sustain and a little bit more holy power generation. Brawl Warrior has been a great tank to play for most of the beta cycle. I've really enjoyed how it plays with Mountain Fane hero talent. The whole Thunderclap playstyle of Mountain Fane reminds me of BFA Brawl Warrior, where you're just spamming Thunderclap, you have pretty high rage generation, and you're getting your avatars back up. So you're just going through that whole gameplay loop of cycling through all your cooldowns and Thunderclapping. I haven't bothered too much with Colossus since Mountain Fane is just much better for M+. Right now, Warrior feels good in dungeons until you run to encounters that have nasty dot damage or constant magic damage. These dungeons do have a lot of those rough encounters for Warrior, making it not as reliable in hierarchies. I've noticed a couple of areas where Spell Reflect is also very powerful. Warrior's self-sustain is also at an all-time low and will probably heavily rely on the healer to stay alive. Thankfully, in most scenarios, Warrior actually takes quite little damage, making it pretty easy to get topped. Warrior damage is also a bit on the lower end compared to other tanks, but not by much. Overall, I would say Warrior's been really enjoyable to play and performs about average. It's the tank with the biggest strengths and weaknesses. To summarize everything, I've enjoyed most of the tanks. My favorite in terms of fun has just been depending on how I'm feeling. When I'm feeling something chill, Bear's been the most fun for that. When I want something more engaging, Blood Decay and Brewmaster are the two most fun. Demon Hunter and Paladin haven't been as enjoyable for me, just because they've been playing like their Dragonflight versions, except it's weaker, clunkier, and less resource generation. Warriors are fun to play too, but it does get old, and I really don't like the reliance on healing. If I were to say who the winners are, Bear is probably looking to be the most solid overall for the highest level content. Blood Decay is probably going to be the best for the medium to high level range.
No, I don't think that it depends on the dungeon pool. It's more about like the state of the game. Like obviously Dragonflight has been a lot more focused on survivability compared to the previous season or the previous expansions. So survivability was a lot more important then. Because that's, I mean, that's why you're running Aug Evokers, right? Aug Evokers literally, the main reason why they exist or why they're being brought is survivability. Outside of that, you wouldn't be bringing them, right? If you care about damage mostly, you wouldn't bring Aug Evoker probably. But yeah. I don't anticipate it necessarily changing that much in the War Within because they did not nerf our like the damage dealer defensives, honestly. So I'm having a hard time imagining how they're going to tune the dungeons to not be about survivability with us having so many defensives. One of the things they changed is the tank damage, like the healer requiring to heal the tank more, and that in return would lower the amount of damage the group takes. But I'm not sure if that's actually going to be good enough, honestly. Like, I don't know about that. I think that's a little bit unlikely. But, oh well. We'll see.
Especially in uncoordinated groups. Brew, Paladin, and VDH are the sleeper specs, with the highest potential to be the best depending on how you and your group plays. I think VDH in particular might be really strong just because of Chaos Brand and Caster meta. In a Caster comp, VDH with Brand factored in can be doing around 1 million damage overall, which is way more than any other tanks aside from maybe Bear Tank with Mark.
People keep saying that. Like, people keep saying, oh, the Dragonflight dungeons matter when it comes to, like, your group. That's why Demon Hunter is being brought in Dragonflight dungeons. But then why did they play Warrior in Season 1 of Dragonflight, or Proud Paladin in Season 1, and Guardian Druid in Season 2? If AoE silences and AoE stops were so important in Dragonflight dungeons, then why they would bring barely any AoE interrupts in Season 2, for example? And in Season 2, you played a Guardian Druid, which, you know, yeah, you have Inkabor, but that's about it. You have Typhoon, which is a horrible AoE interrupt. And then you brought a full range comp, which obviously also has less interrupts, right? So I don't think this whole... I think it's a myth, this utility thing. I personally am convinced that utility is the least important thing in a dungeon. The most important thing by far is damage and survivability. One of those two things, depending on the current state of the game, right? Because there's two things that hold you back in dungeons. One, you cannot beat the timer because you're not fast enough. Two, you wipe to trash your bosses because you can't survive them, right? So those are the two #1 things that hold you back. Everything else, like literally anything else, can be solved by changing your strategy and changing your route. So if you're lacking a certain utility, you can play the dungeon differently. There's so many ways on how you can play a dungeon, depending on what utility you have. For example, when Season 2, when we had this like broken comp in Season 2, they barely had any AoE interrupts. So what did they do? They found ways to jump onto ledges and onto areas where they don't have to interrupt, right? So Season 2, they were lacking interrupts. They were lacking like AoE stuns, AoE, anything. Like the Season 2 comp didn't have a single AoE stun. Season 2 comp had not one AoE stun. The only thing you had was Inkabor and Dragon's Breath from Disorients and the Evoker interrupts. So what did they do? Well, all of the ranged moved onto a pole or onto a fence, onto a spot that it can't be reached, and the tank pulled it all together, and then all of the abilities either didn't happen or they went to the tank, right? So this is how you solve these problems if you don't have the interrupts. Because in the past, people would think, oh my god, you can't do freehold without a rogue. Can't do it without a rogue. You need all of these single target interrupts and these single target stuns. Turns out you don't need a rogue. You just play around it differently, right? That's what I mean. Like, or when people always say, oh, you need a shroud, or you need this, or you need that. Turns out you don't need any of these things in particular. You just have to adjust your route according to the current comp that is meta. Or when people always said you need a priest. And yeah, you can argue that some dungeons you actually did need a priest. For example, The biggest example would be Necrotic Wake, where you had to mind control a cleaver to like get the friendly fire damage from the cleavers onto the mobs. That would be one of the examples where I say, okay, if you don't have a priest, you're kind of fucked there, probably. But those are like very few examples where the utility is so important and gives you such an advantage that cannot be like replaced. Almost all other utility can be replaced somehow by changing your route and changing your strategy. I think some people think that the utility is required because of the strategies that have developed with a certain comp in mind. Like all of the strats that we are playing currently on live servers are strats that have a certain comp in mind. It's not that the dungeon requires this strategy. The strategy was developed because of the comp, right? So the comp comes first, and the strategy comes after. So whatever utility you need is not predetermined. It develops as you come up with a comp that is good. Because why else would you be playing the same comp in every dungeon? Because if utility was so important, you would play different comps in different dungeons, right? But you don't. You play the same comp in every dungeon, which is a clear indicator that the utility is not actually that important. Because how could it possibly be that in every single dungeon, you need the same amount of utility, and that's why you play the exact same comp everywhere? Like, this makes no sense, right? So the most important thing is survivability, DPS, and just like the comp being good and synergizing well. And then whatever you do with your utility, you can figure that out with your route that you're developing. But anyway, I have to leave. Good dorky video. Subscribe, thumbs up. Agreed. He's gaslighting us into believing that all tanks are viable, yeah? When we all know the only tank that is viable is gonna be Blood DK or Guardian Druid, yeah? Can't believe this politician talk by Dorky where it's like, oh, all tanks, you can play all tanks. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry for the short stream. I will see you tomorrow for an RL stream. We're gonna go cycling and hiking. It's gonna be great. Probably gonna start streaming at around noon if I would have to take a wild guess. If I can stream earlier, that would be... Yeah, maybe I just start streaming around after noon, because then I'll just eat my lunch before, and then I go cycling after, and then I don't have to worry about getting to a certain restaurant for lunch, because otherwise I might be in a hurry. We'll see. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember to follow my stream, follow my YouTube, follow my Instagram, and all the things. And I'm gonna go ahead and host someone. Let's see, who are we watching? Mike is baiting with tier list in his title. You know what? Let's host Mike. He's doing beta and plus. Guys, I paid for parking only until noon, so I'm 9 minutes over. I'm gonna be so upset if they actually are gonna give me a parking ticket. I'm gonna be so mad. Alright guys, have fun watching Mike, and I see you guys tomorrow for some IRL content. Alright, thanks for watching and have a good one.